3 trees in the forest. How many trees? So they're there hanging out in the forest and talking to each other, and they're thinking about their future. And then they say, hey, when you grow older and you get tall, what would you like to become? And the first tree said, well, when I grow older and stronger and taller, I want to be made into a beautiful box that will contain the most precious jewels in the world. That's what I want to be. Oh, wow, that's great. How about you? Well, for me, when they cut me, I want them to make me the most majestic ship in the ocean. And I want to carry all the greatest men in the world. Oh, wow, what a wonderful dream. How about you, the third? Me? I don't want nobody to cut me. What I want is to be so tall that each time anybody looks up to me, he will see God and heaven. Wow. Sometime after that, the first tree, what was his dream again? Box. They cut him, and somebody made a mistake and the wood didn't look nice. So they made a kind of common box out of it, and they put it in a place where you have all the animals sleep. And he was there, oh, wow, 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 this was not what I thought it would be. This is not the place. The second tree, it came and cut him. What was his dream? Big ship. So they cut him in another mistake. And the wood was not so valuable, so they made a kind of little boat. And nobody wanted it, so they gave it to a bunch of fishermen. And have you been fishing? How does a fish smell? And here he is, being this swearing fisherman and all this stinky fish every day of his life. And he's like, oh, this is not what I thought would be. The third one, this dream, don't you ever cut me. And lo and behold, they cut him. Didn't do a good job. It was so bad that they couldn't do anything out of what was left. So they just threw the pieces of wood somewhere and forgot about it. 3 dreams. And here's where the story turns beautiful. The day I read it, I said, God, you have people who know how to tell stories. Remember the box? Where was it? With animals, right? So this lady is pregnant, and they say it's the Savior of the world. And there's no place for her in town. No room in the Hilton, nowhere else. So the only place they could put the baby was in that box. What was his dream? Be able to carry the most precious things in the world. And here, this box was carrying the most precious gift ever given to humanity, Jesus, the Son of God. A few years later, some of these fishermen are on their boat. And guess who is on the boat with them? What is his dream? Carrying the mightiest man in the world. And here he was carrying the most powerful human being that ever existed, Jesus. The third one, fast forward, they said, we have to crucify this guy, but we need to do it in such a humiliating way to give a lesson to all the world that we don't play with the Roman power. So what can we do to humiliate this man? Oh, I saw some pieces of wood abandoned somewhere. Nobody wants them. Can we use them to make a... And that's where they hung Jesus. And what was his dream? That anytime they look up to him, they would see God in heaven. You see, that jewel box is an earthen vessel. It has no value without baby Jesus. You see, that boat has no value without King Jesus in it. You see, that cross has no value without Jesus. And the same for us. We are earthen vessels. We have no value without Jesus. But with Jesus, we have all the value in the world.